Jack Ebling here with Dan Kilbridge in Chrysler Arena, scene of Michigan's season-ending win over Michigan State. 7-point victory, Dan, and Michigan State never led in this contest.
Yeah, they didn't play terrible for most of the game. It was just when you get down 15-3 like they did, first of all, the crowd's going to be in it the entire game, and they were very active today. One of the best crowds I've ever heard at Chrysler. And then also, you are playing catch-up the entire game, so you really have to come back strong, and they just didn't have enough to do it.
Michigan State cut the lead from 12-3 in the first half. Went down 14, got it down to 2 in the second half, and then Jordan Morgan scored on a pick and roll. Michigan State never able to come all the way back, but when you're shooting 32.8%, you miss as many layups. Draymond Green had a horrible game from the field, 4 for 15. Durrell Summers, 3 for 14. That's your number 2 and 3 scorers, and they're 7 for 29.
Yeah, that's the number one thing Izzo said. I mean, he missed layups. They missed a lot of shots in the paint. Michigan, meanwhile, converted on a lot of layups, got a lot of fast breaks. They won the battle in the paint, it looked like, as far as points go there. And Draymond Green, like you mentioned, off again. I don't know how much the ankle affected him, how much it's still maybe conditioning from the stomach virus he had, but he's been struggling the past few games, there's no question, and they're going to need him to play better if they want to win the tournament coming up here.
Well, there are points where explanations become excuses. Michigan State now in a situation 9-9 in the Big Ten, the same as Illinois, the same as Michigan. We don't know about Penn State at this point, but Michigan State in a situation where it's going to wind up playing on Thursday in the Big Ten tournament and has some work to do.
And maybe that won't be a bad thing. You can get your legs stretched, get it going there in that 6-11 game, and try to get some momentum going towards Friday. The thing is, they've got to win now to make the NCAA tournament. There's no question they need at least 18 wins if they want to get in. So they're going to have to it's going to be a tournament-like situation from day one there in order to get the postseason. I think Durrell Summers, like you mentioned earlier, while he struggled from the field, he did do some better things rebounding and off the ball today. And if he can continue to do that, then maybe that'll help spark him in the Big Ten tournament.
They talk about good wins. There are also bad losses. Michigan State's next challenge is to pick its chin off the floor and to avoid a horrible loss on Thursday in the Big Ten tournament. I don't think Michigan State has played in a Big Ten tournament where it's meant more to this team. Yes, they could play for a Big Ten tournament championship, but if you don't win that, so what? Now they are literally playing for their tournament lives.
And Izzo mentioned this after the post-game press conference when someone asked him about it. Said, well, you guys think I don't care about the tournament because there's that perception that Izzo is much more interested in the NCAA tournament than what happens in the Big Ten tournament. That's never been the case. He wants to win the Big Ten tournament. They've been struggling there for the past couple of years. He knows it. I think it gets at him. And now is the most important time to finally turn around and find a way to win a few games in Indianapolis coming up next weekend. It's going to be a challenge, and Michigan State's really going to have to pull it together and just find a way, like Draymond Green was talking about after the game.
Positive signs, few and far between, but Kalen Lucas did score 23 of his 25 points in the second half. Durrell Summers, despite a poor shooting night, had 13 rebounds. That's a positive sign, but Michigan State has a lot of work to do between now and the start of the NCAA tournament, and step one is getting it. And they have some work to do there this week in Indianapolis. It's the first time that Michigan has swept the series from Michigan State, I'd like to say since 1994. Actually did that in 96 and 97 in games that have been wiped off the books. But the first time in games that counted since 1994. And Michigan players remember those days. But it's been a while since Michigan State had the feeling it has right now, and you could tell that in a very somber Michigan State dressing room.
Yeah, well, this is the most important game of the year for Tom Izzo. I mean, he lives and dies with this rivalry. I think the players sometimes kind of feed off that, and this year didn't help him. Obviously, 2 devastating losses to the rival. I don't know if this is an indication of the gap closing. I think it's much too early to say that, but Michigan definitely had the upper hand this year and did it with an exclamation mark in both games, really.
Jack Ebling here with Dan Kilbridge from Chrysler Arena, scene of Michigan's 70-63 win over Michigan State. For SpartanTailgate.com and 24/7 Sports.